Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Beelan. I'm coming to you with another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 11, Destined for Better. This episode was pretty good. It just showed a lot of family dynamics. The episode started out where Stormy was having her Canvas Beauty photo shoot. She had Tiffany there. Tiffany was one of the models for the photo shoot, and Melody comes in. I don't know if Melody was one of the models for the photo shoot or maybe she was just visiting, giving support to Stormy at the photo shoot. And while they're there, they're happy to see each other. They sit down, they talk, and they're having a great conversation. So the conversation started out with Melody telling the girls that she met with Destiny at her photo shoot for Madani. What was it? No, it's that on 10. She was doing a photo shoot for the on 10. Yeah. And so she was telling the girls that, and they had so many questions like, what? What? How did that go? How did that phone call go? Stormy asked her, how did the phone call go? And she said, it was just a phone call after the peace party because, we know Stormy threw the peace party and everybody said they had a good time. Stormy said the peace party turned out the way that she wanted to. She manifested and it came to pass. Nobody was arguing. And it was so much so that Destiny ended up calling Melody saying, hey, could you stop by or something with this photo shoot. So that's how it ended up happening. But Stormy wanted details. Tiffany was asking the questions. So are y'all friends? Are your friends? And you know how Melody gets. She get the rolling them eyes. Child, she get the cutting them eyes. Friends. I mean, we cordial. She was like, but that's a big step. That's an olive branch. Destiny reached out. She was saying because y'all been through so much, y'all were really tight at one point. Maybe this can be a progression. She was like, well, Melody gets in her confessional. She said she just wants everybody to be happy where they are. She said just because, you know, just because Destiny reached out doesn't necessarily mean that they're friends. Melody says she's okay with just being cordial. She's okay with just the high and the by. She's just okay with where they are. And the girls had to understand and accept that. So they're not friends. They're just I don't know. I don't even know if I want to say faking it till they make it. It's pretty much it is what it is. They understand each other's positioning in their quote unquote friendship that Destiny and Melody has. So, I guess one step at a time. And then Melody brings up the fact that the kids and her mom, they're going to Destin. And she also invited Martell and Miss Marlene. And they were excited about that. And then again, Stormy and her questions, because Stormy loves details. Stormy, I love details too, child. I be trying to figure out who said what, how they said, what was they looking like when they said it. I like the details too. And of course, Tiffany, how did they come about? You all in a better place because at first nobody was speaking to each other. Martell and Melody they would have this bitter. I don't even want to say bittersweet. They had a bitter relationship, and Melody said, "Well, she noticed in the past few weeks, Martell has grown up, and he is not as." I guess salty about the divorce as he was in the beginning. And she said she just sees the growth. She wanted to take that step and ask him to come to Destin like they used to. And Stormy brings up the kids. Do you think that, that'll be do you think that that'll be weird with the kids, or do you think the kids may think that you all to get back together? And also one more thing, before Stormy had even brought up the kids, Stormy was asking Melody about the whole situation with her inviting Martell because Stormy like details. And did y'all notice Tiffany just kept jumping in like, well, she know this is being an adult, being mature. This is what they're wanting to do, for the kids. I'm like, girl, she didn't ask you. She was asking Melody, how did it happen? What made you change your mind? Tiffany, you don't have to be jumping in, caping. Melody can talk for herself. Clearly, she can. Anyway, so that's when Melody began to say, she noticed the growth, she noticed the maturity, and they would always go to Destin anyway. So she invited them, and she feels like it's a good step for the kids. And she also, they brought up the whole thing. Do you think the kids are going to have, mixed signals, or think they're going to get back together? And she said her kids are very, very mature, very mature. Some people look at her and be like, where y'all get these kids from? Because they're so mature. And she said they understand that they are co-parenting, and they're just getting along to make everybody happy for the sake of the children. Not that they're getting back together, it's all for the sake of the children. And I mean, yeah, it's easier said than done, because if we see later on in the episode, little Martell was asking questions and we'll get there later. All right. So back over at Destiny's house, she's with her cousin, I think it's Demi. And apparently they have a collaboration with Madani and Demini, whatever it is. But anyway, we all know that Destiny has her store, Madani, and her cousin Demi has a makeup line, because apparently her cousin does makeup. Her cousin has done makeup for Melody for her wedding. She's done makeup for Kimmy, Destiny. She went to school with Martell, and who hasn't went to school with Martell? But yeah, there is one thing I just want Destiny's cousin Demi to do. I need her to either slick that piece of hair up under her wig, either slick that back or straighten it. Or maybe even dye it the same color of that wig. Because I really don't understand why she got that piece of hair sticking down from up under that wig. That didn't make sense to me. It looked like her hair it don't even seem like she braided that hair down. She just put that wig on top of that piece of hair, and child, that's a sideburn. Anyway, that was very, very distracting. I really couldn't even pay attention to this conversation, because that freaking piece of sideburn was. Anyway, I'm not finna do that. So, Demi brings up the peace party. How was everything? And, how do you feel after that? The peace party went really good. And they all, they both agreed. They agreed that it's going to be just very cordial. Nobody is forcing friendships. They're just going to pretty much be, hi, how you doing? And leave it at that. And Demi said, after so long of a back and forth, sometimes you just want it to be over. And Destiny understood that. Destiny also said that Melody stopped by her photo shoot. I don't know. She made it seem as if Melody just popped up. I'm like, girl, didn't you call her to come over there? I mean, didn't you? Because she made it seem like she just popped up. I don't know. I guess she wanted to support. But if you called her and told her to come meet you at your photo shoot, then she came to come talk to you, girl. Come on now, Destiny. Don't start this mess. Now, if y'all gonna be on the same page, every time y'all go forward, y'all end up going back. And it's all because y'all don't never have the same stories. Now, y'all stories need to be cohesive. Now, I'm sick of y'all in these different stories. This don't make no doggone sense. Now, did you call the girl, or did she just pop up? I don't know. This is ridiculous. But anyway, so she gets there. They talk. They agree that they would be, cordial with one another. They're not forcing friendships. And then the Demi said something about, you still love her. Melody said y'all love each other or something. And she said, yeah, Melody said all of that. But she just didn't come right out and just say, I love you, Destiny. We're going to be best friends. And Destiny, you were the one that said, you still love me, don't you? You love me. And Melody said, I mean, yeah, but not like that. I don't like that. I love you as a human being. So Destiny, don't be putting 20 on 10 with these conversations now. You need to keep it together. Because a lot of people don't like you. They say you be lying all the time. Now you better get your facts straight. Child, but anyway, they gonna be friends. No, they not. They gonna be cordial. And they gonna keep it as that. Now, so back over at Melody's house, she's preparing with her mom for the trip to Destin. You know, they're in the room and they're going over the particulars. The kids are starting to pack their bags. Melody is packing her bags. And they're just going down a checklist of everything they have, everything they need, and who all is coming. So who all is coming? Yeah, you know, I invited Martell and Miss Marlene. You know, we've gotten on a better page. Martell has been, you know, acting pretty nice the last few weeks, you know. And Melody did also say, too, when she was talking to Stormy and Tiffany, that just because they're going to Destin together, you know, she don't need Martell just calling at the blue. Hey, Melody, what you doing? She said, it ain't all about that. It's just for the kids. So, yeah. And Melody was telling her mom, yeah, she said she had the conversation with Miss Marlene, and she said Miss Marlene had just kind of said a little something to rub her the wrong way. It was, you know, when Miss Marlene had that whole saying that Melody gonna kill her baby. You gonna kill my baby. Working all hard like that. Ooh, called her lazy. And Melody kind of made it seem to her mom, to me, she kind of made it seem like, you know, they came to an understanding. But now Miss Marlene kind of, she didn't come to an understanding. She stood her ground because she didn't change her story how she was, how she felt. She didn't change how she felt. She just said, but it's okay, you know. She understands because you're a woman, I'm a woman, and we done been through things. But she didn't change that story about that you was acting a little lazy and you gonna kill her baby because he working real hard. So, however that worked, whatever you got, however you gonna say it, Melody, to make yourself feel better. Miss Marlene had the story and she stuck to it. Unlike that Destiny. But anyway, so Melanie's mom, Miss Vanessa, she was just like, you know, I'm just happy to see y'all in a better place. You know, she missed being out with them. She missed going on trips with them. She just kind of missed it. And she just happy that they're in a better place and that they are going to, you know, just be good co-parenting. And while they were sitting there talking, you had Martell and Miss Marlene, and she was talking about the trip. Hey, baby. Hey, son. Hey, mama. Yeah, you know, you getting ready for the trip, you packing all up. They said yes. Well, Martell said yes, and Martell was saying that he feels like they're in a good place, and they used to go to Destin all the time, and he's just very excited for the trip. Then he brought up the conversation that they had back at the basketball court when he was telling the guys that they were going on a trip, and the guys were just, you know, do you think that's a good idea because, you know, you and Melody are not getting back together, and you don't want to confuse the kids as far as if you're getting back together, if you're not, and stuff like that. And not Maurice, but Martell said that he feels that he is doing what's best for his kids, and he feels that it is a good idea that they all, you know, be together as a family. And he asked his mom, "So what do you think about that?" She said, I think you need to talk to your kids." She said, I think you need to talk to the kids. I said, I think he do too, Miss Marlene. I think he do too. But anyway, so, you know, they pretty much saying that they going to try to work it out. And also, too, because it was a whole conversation going back and forth between the both of them, giving each other the rundown, you know, about how they feel, how they're cordial, how they're, you know, hopefully it won't be mixed signals for the kids and Miss Marlene and all that stuff. So that both of them were telling their parts of the story. And I guess that was pretty much it with this. I'm trying to think, did anything really come out of it? Not really. Oh, and Martell kept saying he don't know what God may do in the future. He said Melody don't know, he don't know. We'll see how the future go. Yeah. Well, we in the future right now. And you just got to taking pictures with Sheree down there at the Upscale magazine. But anyway. So Kimmy and Maurice, Kimmy just had her first round of chemo. So they were talking about her journey thus far. Kimmy said it's been about 2 weeks. Kimmy feels as if everything is going relatively fast. And Maurice feels like, at first, he said in the beginning, he felt like he was just so anxious. He wanted to know the results of everything, right then and right then. So for him, it was relatively kind of slow. So, it's relative. So it just depends on the individual. And Kimmy gave us more information. She said she has to go through 16 rounds of chemo, which is 4 weeks. So that's about 4 months. And hold on, what is it? 16 rounds of chemo. So I guess she's going every week. So 16 rounds of chemo for 4 weeks. And then after she does the chemo, then is it 16 weeks? Is it 16 rounds of chemo for, well, I know it's 16 rounds of chemo for some weeks, something like that. And then she after she does the chemo, then she does radiation. And after she does radiation, then she should be it should be done after that. Then it's successful, because normally all of that stuff is supposed to, I guess, clear out the cancer. She said she did a PET scan and there was no other places in her body where cancer has formed except for her breast. And she said she did a genetics test to make sure she doesn't have, I guess, any other histories of breast cancer. I really didn't really understand the genetics test, but pretty much everything came out triple negative. She said, but just because everything came out of triple negative, that doesn't always mean that it's a positive, because dealing with breast cancer, anything can happen at any day, so, and being the type of breast cancer she has, she's on the lower side. She caught it early. She said around the second stage, but it is relatively early, so she can get as much treatment as she needs. And she said it's I think they said that later on in the episode, but it's on the lower side, because a lot of people, it's a rarity to have that form of breast cancer. So yeah. But anyway, so they were sitting and they were talking, and Maurice is just trying to be very supportive. And she was saying that she has to tell her family. She really doesn't know how they're going to react to it. She just hope everything goes good. And she's trying her best to be very she's trying to look on the bright side of things. She doesn't want to be so negative. And she said her doctor had told her something that was very direct and firm, but that's about the whole triple negative. That doesn't always mean that it's positive, because it's not over yet. You're still in the midst of everything. And she said she appreciated her doctor for just being very open and direct with her. But she still says she appreciates the staff. Everybody has been really, really good and understanding. And she just loves that the outpouring that she has going through this journey. So Melody and the children are on the road. They are on the way to Destin, and Melody is bringing up old memories. So she's asking the kiddos, because the kiddos are asking questions. Anyway, what are we going to do? Where are we going to stay? We're going to be in the hotel. We're going to be in the house. All these different questions. And Melody is answering the questions. And she said it's normally a 4 or 5 hour trip. But when she got kids, it's going to be about 6 hours, because they're going to have questions for everything. And then, child, they be having to pee. They be having to eat. You got to stop, get gas. So, yeah, them trips be, 4 hours, be 6 hours. But she asked the kiddos, like, so what is your favorite memories of going to Destin? And the baby girl, not Sugar Mama, but the baby girl, she said, I think they call her Boss Baby. She said when her daddy wear them shorts. She is a daddy's girl, no doubt. She said when her daddy wear the flower shorts. Melody was caught off guard. She was like, oh, okay. And then they asked Lil Martell, he said his favorite part was when they're all sitting eating together. I was like, dang. Because I don't care how much these grown people say that these kids are so much. Man, it's always in them kids' minds that they parents may end up getting back together. You can't tell me nothing. Like I say, I'm a product of divorce. My parents were married for 25 years. I'm big and grown. Big and grown. And it's still that kid in me. You know, shoot, that adult in me still be like, man, I wish my mom and daddy was together. So anyway, child, they still driving, they gonna make it. So back at the house, Kimmy comes in and her family moved here. Her mother, her father, her niece, and I think that's her sister. And they're all there. They're waiting on Kimmy to get there. And Kimmy is just happy to see everybody. And she said it's just so crazy how, I'm not gonna even say crazy. It's just I don't want to say coincidence or whatever it is, that her family moved here the same time the diagnosis happened. She said because her family moved here so she can take care of her mom. But it looks like her mom is going to have to take care of her. And Kimmy breaks down everything again about the whole chemo, the radiation. Then after that, she's supposed to ring the bell. She tells them about she's on the lower side of the as far as the percentages when it comes to people getting that form of cancer. She's on the lower side, and she said that a lot of Black women, they develop breast cancer more than the other persuasions. And she's happy for Maurice because Maurice has been there for her, and she's happy for her son, but at the same time she's so sad for her son because her son like two peas in a pod, and she's just like, I want to be there for my son, but my son has to be there for me. She wants to be there for Maurice, but Maurice has to be there for her. She said she tried to thug it out. She think, she's a thug at heart. She Kimmy Thugger. But at the end of the day, she can't be that person that she was because chemo makes you weak. That radiation burn like crap. You know what I'm saying? So, and she also said she really, because Maurice had asked her in the car, how do you feel after your first round of chemo? And she said, I really don't know how to feel. She said she was expecting something different. But at the same time, she said she didn't know. She said it didn't hurt, but at the end of the day, it's still chemo. Because from my understanding, chemo breaks down the body. And this is her first round, so, you know. But her family, they're very supportive of her. She says she needs them there. She needs her village. But at the same time, she wants to be that Kimmy. She wants to be there for them. She wants to make sure they're okay. But they have to be the ones to make sure she's okay. And this is the beginning process. So prayerfully, hopefully, everything, and I know it's going to go right. And also, Jalen, he raised his hand and he was saying, I know Maurice has been the one going with you to be your support while you're getting your chemo. He said, but can I go too? And Kimmy said, well, she pretty much needed Maurice to be there because she feels, I guess at this moment, Maurice is a little stronger than her right now. But she also said, but I know he may get busy, he may get tired. Y'all can work that out. And that kind of made me feel a little sad for Jalen because I know he like, dang, that's my mama. It's been you and me way before Maurice. And I can't really I don't know, maybe that's just me in my head. You know, he got to talk it out with Maurice first. And I know that's her husband, so she putting her husband first. So, child, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just thought maybe he felt some type of way that he can't be there every time with his mom. I mean, I know I would. But yeah, they gonna work it out. And then Kimmy said, so since all y'all here to take care of me, y'all need to please feed me. So they all laughed. And that was that. So back over at the Florida, they made it down to Florida. The kids get there, Melody get there first, and the kids are running around. They're looking at their rooms. They're showing the bunk beds. They're giving a whole tour of everything. They have their whole, oh, this is nice, this is nice, this is beautiful, all of that, because the house is right on the beach. And fun fact, me and my husband go to Destin every year. Every year we go to Destin. And yeah, it's beautiful. That's my favorite vacationing spot as well. It's not too far from my home, and it's very, very family friendly there. Yes. So then Martell and Miss Marlene, they get there. Miss Vanessa, she is not going to make it until the next night. So when Martell and his mom get there, she gives them the rundown about the home. Everybody's happy about it. And she says the chef is going to come in tomorrow and they're going to have games and fun and ride ATVs, all this other stuff. So the kids are, when I tell you them kids were so happy to see their daddy, especially that little boss baby child. She seen Martell, she jumped on him. She did not want to let him go. I tell you, I was like, boy, these kids really love their daddy. And it's possible for you to be a bad husband, but you can be a good daddy. You can be the worst husband, but be a good daddy because you can tell because all his kids truly adore him. They really, really do. And then even when he was there, he was making sure, he brought Melody some Munchie Crunch. Even though he brought her the wrong, I guess, style or flavor or whatever it was. He was thoughtful. Melody was happy. She said, "Oh, that was nice of him to think of me and bring this Munchie Crunch." But it was wrong. And then Melody said she ordered pizza. She ordered pizza and wings. They gave her the wrong pizza. They gave her the wrong type of pizza and they gave her the wrong type of wings because she was trying to order some wings, some pizza for Martell because he liked the pepperoni and the sausage, but they gave him two separate pieces. And she was upset about that. I said, y'all ain't noticed that y'all trying to do stuff for each other and it's just wrong. I said, is this a sign that everything y'all trying to do for each other is wrong? Y'all got good intentions, but it ends up wrong, you know. And Martell is like, let the kids go ahead and eat. I'm not worried about the pizza. I'm okay with that. I'm good. I'm not as picky. And so Melody tells Martell, I'm going to show y'all the rooms. And she shows him his mom and his room, which is on the top floor. And he says he wants to be on the same floor as the kids. And she was like, look, you're not going to be on this floor with these kids. You just be happy you under the roof of the house with these kids. We're not going back and forth over there. We not doing all that. That is what we not. Because Martell made the, gonna say, I'm not sleeping in the room with you, Mel. Melly is like, don't be joking with me. We just here for the kids. That's it. And while she just saying, ain't no touching, ain't no kissing, ain't no nothing. You got your room, I got my room. She got a lock on her door. Martell over in the other confessional talking about, yeah, you don't never know what to expect. You don't know what God has in store. I'm like, child, I don't know. It's people are hopeful. That's what Martell is hopeful. And Martell said the kids was hopeful. So while they're going through the house, they end up going into Melody's room and then they're talking. Melody asks him, how was it so far? He says it's really good. Everything looks nice. And Melody said, yeah, I'm glad you're here. We're doing this for the kids. And they're just pretty much trying to get on the same page. They're understanding each other and each other's boundaries, what they're going to do and what they're not going to do pretty much in this scene. And Martell keep making jokes like, don't be trying to, I don't know. He just keep making these weird jokes. And Melody like, child, you got a free vacation. You got you a free room and board. You can quit all the jokes. It's only for the kids. And that's what they keep emphasizing, that this is for the kids. And one more thing too, I did like how all the little girls, they were dressed alike and all that stuff. And also Martell's daughter made it a point to say that Melody and Martell had on white too. I'm like, child, you know what? He had on white with a denim hat. You can't tell me she didn't tell him the what they all wearing going down there. Cause he got on white with a denim hat with these blue shorts. All them got on the same stuff. Even Miss Marlene got on blue. I just noticed that. Child, they playing that. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell. They got on denim and blue. Y'all see that? Chair anyway. So they Miss Marlene, she saw her room or whatever, and her and Martell are talking. Pretty much the same conversation. You know, how they're gonna be they trying to do this for the kids. And also there was a scene with Melody and her son, little Martell Jr. And he was just like, yeah, you and Daddy were very happy. I see that you all are here. He was really, really excited that they were all there together. And it was almost before he could really finish his conversation about how he was feeling and about his dad and stuff. Melody kind of jumped in and said, well, you know that we're only doing this for you all. We're not getting back together. We're just trying to make everybody happy. And I said, see, I told y'all, them kids, they got some hope. You may not want to put that on them, but they really do because they kids. They are used to seeing their mother and their father together, you know? And back in Martell's room, he was just saying this is like old times. He says the kids are still small. They can remember this, you know? And he was saying their best time is when he was there. They rode their bikes. Everybody going back through memory lane, back down memory lane, you know? But Martell's still saying, you know, you never know. And Miss Marlene, like, well, y'all just had that had them conversation. Make sure y'all on the same page, you know. So I don't know, y'all. Tell me what y'all think. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I am Sheila Bila. Like, comment, and subscribe. I know I may forget a lot. Charge to my head, and my heart, remember Jesus loves you, and y'all have a great day. Bye. Oh, one more thing. I told y'all Letitia and them was going down there on vacation with them. Y'all didn't believe me. Even though Martell just slick invited them. But I believe Melody knew that they was coming. But anyway, Sheila be the light. Come and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.